Okay, hi everybody. As far as I go with the hi, today I'm going to show you how to put some wheels, casters, on legs for a table. This, of course, goes. If this were the table, this would be mounted on the back of the table, on the bottom of the table, and these are your legs. So I took these off a table in the family room because my wife didn't like me having to ask her to help me move it each time we wanted to move it around. So she said, "Why don't you put some wheels on it, and then you could just roll it? And if they swivel like this one, then whenever you push the table, it'll swivel and go in that direction." So this is what used to be. This is what used to be on the bottom of the leg, and it stood nicely like this, attached to the table, all four legs, and it was very nice. Nobody was having trouble. You could do whatever you wanted with the table, but people want something different, and so of course, instead of going out and buying one with wheels, you have to sometimes make do with what you have. So I removed the bottom of the end of the leg, thinking that I can take a drill and drill a hole. This was solid. As you can see, it's now perforated because I drilled a hole, so that I can then take the leg with the threads of the wheel caster and just turn it until this piece would come to the bottom, and then you would put the cap back on with the leg inserted, and you would have the solution with your four wheels turning about as you move the table. However, when I did that and I tried, this whole thing just turned. It turned inside, because inside it's hollow and there's no support. So obviously, when the wheel was threaded on there, and since this is rubber also, it doesn't really have the support. So it just turned, and eventually it fell off, and so I wasted a lot of time, and it was embarrassing. My wife, when she saw it on the table, she said, "Oh, that's so beautiful. Let's move it." No, doesn't work. So this is what I thought of could work for all of you out there. Is you take a dowel and you insert it inside the leg. You cut it right around here, and what you're going to do is, after you cut it, you're going to drill the appropriate size for this threading of this bolt, and you thread it right onto the, turn this way, once you cut it, you thread it right onto the opening of the dowel, the wooden dowel, and now you have this tremendous support, because as you thread it, the wood is actually pushing against the metal, and thus causing it to be even more solidly fitted. And of course, you have to buy a dowel that's the right size, so you're not playing. You don't have any playroom in there for the threading to move, and for this bolt to move and crack the wood or come off again. So once you get all of that done, what you're going to end up with is something like this, where I threaded the bolt of the caster onto the wood inside, and then I threaded. I turned it until it couldn't turn anymore, and as you can see, is a solid fit. And now this will not move unless you have an elephant sit on it. Then it will move. Otherwise, let me do this, since I don't know how to fast forward like they do in those fancy YouTubes where they fast forward and they show you how the person cuts everything and just inserts it and screws it on there and threads it on there and everything is fine. I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it, and I'll come back with the cut dowel and the drill. Then I'll show you how that's fitted on there, and then I'll drill the hole the size of the bolt from this caster, and we'll take it from there. So stay tuned, because it'll look like I fast forwarded, except you didn't see anything. And so I really, just between you and I really stopped it, and then I started it. Okay, so here we go. So let me show you something that I forgot to tell you, and that'll give me a chance to pause it again and come back again. Just so that you know, on the bottom of this leg, there is a screw here, a screw that actually ends up taking space. When you try to fit the dowel, it stops right there, because that screw ends up coming to about this length. So therefore you don't really have the dowel coming to the end of the finish here. So by taking the screw out, as I did here with this leg, as you can see, it was right in here, and that much space would be coming here, and that wood coming up to here, and that wood would stop, the dowel would stop right here, and so all this space would be empty. And so in order to have a better and a more solid fit, I took this out, and you'll see the difference. So here you see how the dowel stopping right there, and I'll just hold it right here to show you how much more. I'm gonna hold it here because I think it'll go this length when you take the here's the other leg with the screw and the bottom of the plate moved. So here, let's try it to see if it really works. And yes, you see how I held it here, and look at the difference, and actually even a little more. So let me try it back again over here, and you'll see the difference. So you see this much, your empty space is down in here, whereas by removing the screw temporarily, you will then be able to fit the dowel all the way up to here. And another thing that happens when you do that, you go all the way, and then when you drill on this side, you could drill a hole the size of this screw, and you put this back in here, and now you have tremendous support, because now you have the dowel being supported from the bottom and from the top with the bolt of the caster that's going to eventually go in here, end up looking like this. So before, after, 1, 2, which is better, A or B, 1 or 2? Okay, so let me pause you again, and I'll be right back. So just wanted to show you real quick, I cut the dowel to fit here, as I indicated, into the pipe for the leg. And there's a little recess amount here, just a tinge of recess, so that when you, of course, every different wheels, casters are different, but this one happens to have, if you could see, a little bump right here. And what this is going to do is, when I make the hole on the dowel and screw this on here, on there, it's going to mesh real well, or recess into this little space that I've allowed on the dowel and the pipe and the metal, and it'll just fit in there perfectly, just like this one did. Remember, before, after? It'll fit right on there. Okay, pause you again. This is my version of quick movie, quick YouTube. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist, but just want to show you, if you have the benefit of this metal that's already prefabricated over here, it comes with this, you take advantage of this center of this metal, and you mark one side and the other side, because you're going to be drilling a hole on both sides, this one and this one. So now you have definitely the center, and that's what you're going to be drilling in. One side's going to be drilled for this size bolt, and the other size and the other side is going to be drilled for the screw, if I could find it, that I took off for the leg right here, for this size. So it'll go in here and give it a lot of support. Okay, let me pause you again. Okay, I'm back. So here's the hole for the caster bolt that I'm going to be putting on this side, and here is the side for the screw that goes onto the. I always lose that one. We have this thing here that we say that someone comes around and takes stuff without when you're not looking, but that's not true. It's just that we misplace it. So this is the screw that goes on here. As you can see, this is the perfect fit, and I'll be tightening this onto here, and then tightening. Of course, we're going to put this back on here. This needs to go with this end, because this is the side where that belongs, and this will go in here like that, right? And then the leg up on this side through that particular hole that we made as the perfect size, and it should end up looking like this. Remember this? Okay, see how it turns? Okay, except if the elephant sits on the table, it won't turn, it'll break. So pause. Okay, so I want to show you, by the way, it's important to note that this is the way you do things when you don't really have the equipment and the tools. Maybe that should be the name of this whole session: how to do something without something, or how to do this particular work of inserting a wheel using a metal leg, hollow, and putting a wooden dowel for support for the bolt that's holding the caster in place, without tools, with minimal tools, I should say. Don't be so ungrateful. Minimal tools, but real mechanics and real handymen out there, they probably, if they ever see this, they'll probably be laughing and saying, why doesn't he use a tingamajig or a jigamatig, whatever you call it, tool? And I'm saying, I don't have that. I don't even know, I can't even say it. So here's what I end up doing. I hold the caster nut that's holding the bolt here soldered onto it, and I am now turning it. As you can see, it doesn't hold it perfectly, but I'm turning it and getting it to the place where it's going to be flushed like this completely. And that's how I did this one, all that hard work without the proper tools. So let me pause it and I'll come back. Maybe I'll switch it and tell you that it's this one. No, I'm not going to do that. As a matter of fact, I'll leave this one right here so you can see that it's not that one. I don't have any others down here. I am doing 4 of these. This is the 3rd, and the 4th is upstairs, and the 5th one is right here. So I still have to do that one. So let me pause it. I'll come back with a finished product. Okay, hang on. Okay, here it is. See that one right there? That's the one that I told you I was going to switch to pretend I had done it all already. Nope. Here's the 3rd one, and I still have 1 more to go. And but look how flushed it is. And I'm thinking that when I put this on the table, which is a 3x3, 3 foot by 3 foot table, pretty wide, when I put that on there with the 4 screws that it takes, that this will be able to move around anywhere you want it, less the elephant, of course. So that is it. I hope you learned something, because I was willing to tell you that I really don't have all the tools. I'm not asking you to send me any tools, but if you wanted to, send it to... No, I'm only kidding. Anyway, so this is it. How to put a caster on a leg that's hollow and you want support with this particular bolted caster wheel, which are very very firm, very nice to have. Now we can move. Of course, my wife now, she will move the table, who knows, for a couple of months, and then she'll say, why don't we get rid of that table? And I'll say, turn on the video so you can see all the work that I had to go through to get the table the way you want it now. So, with that, take care. God bless. Bye.